Brewers beat reporter Adam McCalvey. His first pitch is slated for 6:40 p.m. Central Time, right here on your home of the Brewers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
Let's put it like this. I think the Packers have the worst roster outside of the quarterback in the NFC North. This roster needs to be closer to Detroit Lions roster, filled with elite players for the Packers to be able to win with Jordan Love.
But this is the ultimate team game. I've always believed that. Some of the best teams we've ever seen, you didn't have a ton of stars on it, right? So it's really about how those units operate together. So, again, you can't win without good players, but
broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. At the Mountains of Blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown. Primetime Lorshan behind the glass. Matt Hamilton in Denmark. Is that where he is?
Norway.
Yes. Norway.
What?
I never get it right. I gotta
Norway.
write this down.
Yes,
Norway.
yes.
Wait, you had the Where in the World is Matt Hamilton graphic. We always need that pulled up, I guess, for our geography.
Yeah, because every time it's Norway. No, it's Denmark. And I don't know why.
No,
but that's what
it
happened.
was Scotland.
Well, you're right, but I mean, this week is like the right one pops up first, and then I change. I don't trust myself.
The Scandinavian countries are all the same, right? I mean, that's like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan.
That's fair.
Scandinavia, like Norway, Sweden, Finland.
Yeah.
They're all the same place. The funny thing about where Matt is, he is in a suburb of Oslo, as he told us yesterday. He and his teammate Chris Pleiss did a little recorded interview segment with us yesterday to get an update about where things are at with them.
Yep.
They're in a suburb of Oslo, and the suburb,
Big
what was it
Doy.
called? Big Doy.
Right?
Big Doy.
Big Doy.
What do you guys think of when you hear that name?
I'm a nut.
Doy? Or Big Doy?
I think of Matt Hamilton.
I think like Back to the Future. I don't know if that's where it's from. Like Doy, McFly. Anybody home, McFly? It seems like an 80s sort of.
What?
Doy is like a 80s sort of like calling someone like dumb.
Yeah, I get that. Like
So
doy.
like that's what I think of like an 80s bully
Okay.
in a movie
An
saying
80s
Doy.
bully.
Because I don't know if anyone's ever said Doy in real life.
Oh, I definitely said it to my brother all the time.
Really?
Me and my brother said doy to doy to each other all the time.
Or like dur.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
all the
Yeah, I
time.
guess so. I guess that's a kind of an offshoot of it.
Totally.
You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. I have upset Packer Nation again.
This is going nuts, you guys. Like, this is
you can tell
crazy.
Rutledge that.
I looked legitimately 5 minutes ago, probably. It was at 73,000 views on our ESPN, or actually on our Jim, Matt, and Molly page. We're at 89,000 views on this damn video of Jim, again, offending Packers fans.
People like me. Packer fans might be the easiest fan base in the NFL to trigger.
Okay, you're only saying that because you don't have any other ones to trigger.
Okay, but what I said, do we have my clip? We can get that in a second. What I said was pretty innocuous. Like, it wasn't, it's honestly, I would imagine none of them watched.
It wasn't even a big deal, and also, you even gave Jordan Love a compliment at the end.
I got Bears fans on the same thread being like, it was good till the end, until you gave Jordan Love a compliment. So, like, I upset everyone.
Yep.
I was trying to give, I think, a pretty reasonable sports take. I don't think it is, like, we'll get to it in general, but we all can agree that, without a doubt, bare minimum, the Packers, at best, have the third best roster in the NFC North. Like, that's not debatable.
Especially outside of quarterback, yes.
Yes, outside of quarterback, yes.
Yes, at least third, yes.
Yes.
Because Lions and Vikings obviously ahead of them.
And before we get to it, I want to run this real quick. All right, we remove quarterback from this list. So then when you go to ESPN's Top 100, both Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers have two players in the Top 100 from ESPN.
Okay.
The Bears players are higher, I believe. Both of them are higher than the Packers players.
What positions are they?
Guard
Okay.
and cornerback.
Interesting. Okay, so one on offense, one on defense, same for the Packers.
Yes.
Is it Jacobs and McKinney?
But if I was just going to run this by position group, I'm giving the running backs to the Packers, obviously. I'm calling the offensive line a wash. The tackles are better for the Packers, but the interior offensive line for the Chicago Bears, to me, is better than the Packers' interior offensive line. It should be. The Bears spent a lot of money in draft picks to make it really good this year.
Okay.
And so I'll call it overall a wash. The tight ends go to the Chicago Bears. Cole Kmet has, over the course of his career, proven to be a better player than Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft will likely pass Cole Kmet this year, but Colston Loveland will be better than Luke Musgrave. And the Bears are going to run a lot of 12 personnel.
I don't even know. I haven't heard anything on Luke Musgraves in a minute.
Exactly. And Colston Loveland was the 10th overall.
Luke Musgrave.
Sorry.
It's singular.
Okay,
And
that's the problem.
Colston Loveland, it's the 12 tight end, and he's going to play a little bit of that Sam Laporta role. And as a rookie, Sam Laporta blew up. I don't know if Colston Loveland's going to do that, but in this offense, 12 personnel, he's going to get a lot of snaps. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt there to the Bears on that because Cole Kmet's more proven than Tucker Kraft, even though I think Tucker Kraft will end up having a better season than Cole Kmet. Wide receivers, obviously the Bears. And then you go to, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, even Zacchaeus is honestly production-wise similar to like Jaden Reed. And so
he might be our number one.
So like that goes to the Bears. Then you go defensively. Defensive line, I'd call it a wash. Neither one of them have great defensive lines. Sweat is the Bears version of Gary. They're the same draft class. They both kind of underperformed their contracts and draft position, but they can get some pressure, but they're not elite at it anymore. And then the rest of the D-line, Grady Jarrett, Kenny Clark, some young guys for the Bears that maybe will pop off finally, probably not. Same with the Packers with Van Ness. I'd call that a wash. Linebacker, if you want to give Edgerrin Cooper to be a better linebacker.
You're high on him?
I am. TJ Edwards is pretty dang good, former Bear. And he's more of a complete back. I'm sorry, former Badger. But then you have Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. That's better than Quay Walker and Cooper. So I'm calling the linebackers a wash. Secondary, you got McKinney at safety. You got Jalen Jones at corner.
Jalen Johnson.
Sorry, those two wash each other out. The Bears signed a guy, I think Jalen Jones today. Like, that's what threw me off. They signed a corner. They have
That's
another
not
corner.
confusing at all.
No.
Not even remotely.
But then they overall, the corners and the secondary for the Bears is better than the Packers. Because the rest of it is better. So that would lean towards the Bears have more position-by-position group. They are better than the Packers.
The one I would definitely push back on is offensive line.
Push back all you want. I'm going to disagree. Joe Thuney.
How much faith do you have in the offensive line for the Packers right now, though?
Guard in football.
Still so up in the air.
I have a solid amount of faith in the Packers offensive line. To me, it's the Bears have invested a lot in the offensive line, but still, there's not much proven evidence that they're going to work as a unit.
But Joe Thuney's been a Pro Bowler with the Chiefs.
But that's one offensive lineman.
Okay, but Drew Dahlman was good with the Falcons.
He was pretty good, yes. But sometimes, I'll be honest, offensive line specifically, like sometimes guys get put together and they just do not work out together.
But the Packers guards to me are not good. Like I'm just saying. Packers guards are definitely worse than the Packers.
I haven't gotten to the Packers yet.
Yeah.
The Packers offensive line has taken a step back over the past couple of years for sure, but I know a lot more about those guys and how they work together more than the Bears will. I know Elton Jenkins is still good. I know Zach Thomas is a good offensive lineman.
But you don't know Elton Jenkins will be good at center. You don't.
Yeah, we've seen him play at center.
Well, to your point, though, but like Drew Dahlman's played at center and has been good.
Well, he has been good.
But you assume that Drew Dahlman going to a different team won't be good, but Elton Jenkins changing positions.
Drew Dahlman, even with the Falcons, was seen as an average center, a slightly above average center.
But we don't like Elton Jenkins has not been a starting center for the whole year. We don't know what he's going to look like over the course of a year at center.
No, but we've seen him play there throughout multiple times in his career, and he's been a Pro Bowl level center, or slightly below Pro Bowl level center. And
but I think that's where you'd put Drew Dahlman, slightly below Pro Bowl level center.
I would say
above average.
I think Drew Dahlman was an average center with the Falcons. I think that was what it was, and he got paid a lot of money on the open market because he was the only available center. And he's not bad.
Kind of like the Packers overpaid for their guard. I get that part of it. Yeah, yes.
Aaron Banks was not a great signing for them. They way overpaid him, but I just know that there's a lot more cohesive and more existing structure within the Packers offensive line that makes me think that it is probably a better unit as of today.
So fine, I'll give it to you. The Bears still have the advantage.
Run through it again?
Tight ends, wide receivers, secondary.
Tight ends as well, I would also say.
So you're wrong on the tight ends. You're completely wrong.
Tight ends, Cole Kmet, he's done a lot.
Kmet's fine. Like he hasn't really
shown. Yeah, but he was saying that he thinks that Tucker Kraft is going to surpass him this year, most likely.
But Cole Kmet on paper is more proven. But then Colston Loveland, I'm sorry, he doesn't have to do much to be better than Musgraves.
Well, he has to stay on the field more than anything.
Yeah.
But I would say, even then, it's like you're running 2 10 ends, sure. But I think if Tucker Kraft is as good as we're thinking he's going to be.
But we're not doing think because if I was going to, if Colston
you're doing that with Colston Loveland.
But I'm saying he's going to be better than Luke Musgraves. And I'm going Cole Kmet.
How do you know Colston Loveland's going to be able to stay on the field every game?
Well, my point is Cole Kmet has proven more on paper, even as of last year.
And also, weren't you projecting that the Bears' offensive line would be better, but you have no proven evidence that they've
I'm
even
projecting
played
that the players are the actual players have played well on the field. No, you're trying to do this cohesion game, Joe.
Well, that matters for offensive lines. It 100% does.
Okay, fine. And I gave you the offensive line.
And even the left tackle.
I gave you the offensive line. You still lose.
But
okay, I'm giving you. Fine. The Bears guys won't cohese, and they won't have the good offensive line. All right? You got it. So under those same rules that you just applied to the offensive line, we apply it to the tight ends. The Bears get the tight ends.
If you want to say the tight ends got a slight advantage, then sure.
Fine. So tight ends, wide receivers, and secondary.
Tight ends, wide receivers, and secondary, and then Packers offensive line.
And running back. So 3-2.
And
everything else is a wash.
You said linebackers?
No, wash. Edwards and
Linebackers
Edmonds
is
are better
wash.
than Cooper and Walker together.
Okay.
So, wash.
Okay. I still think the Packers. I think the Packers roster is probably better.
Of course you
I think
do.
the Packers roster is better because where it's better than the Bears roster is significantly better. Running back is significantly better. I think safeties are significantly better.
But we're
Tiffany
not going
pulls
down
them
to
away
safeties,
that much
whatever.
more.
The secondary for
Yes,
the Bears.
exactly.
I get you.
The Bears secondary is significantly better than the Packers secondary.
Overall, the secondary, yes, but I think the Packers have the best star player amongst the two teams
Really?
with Xavier
'Cause
McKinney.
Johnson's pretty damn good. Like I believe maybe he wasn't all pro, but he's clear a
We
two-time
saw
Pro
what
Bowler.
Xavier McKinney did last year. Are you going to say that he's not the best player between the two teams?
Go look at the numbers you would look at for
Which
a
numbers?
cornerback.
What are the numbers?
The completion percentage rate against a corner. Jalen Johnson's one of the best corners in all football. That's not debatable.
Can I just say 8 interceptions?
Right, but you know that's lucky.
Was he on the top 100?
Yes.
Jalen Johnson?
And
What number
actually,
was
where
he? Do you
was he?
remember?
Yeah, look him up.
I'll
Let's see
try to
who
find
came
it.
up higher.
I'll try to
He was behind Xavier McKinney.
Xavier McKinney was 54.
Xavier McKinney was 54. I believe Jalen Johnson was 68.
Okay, and then where was Stoney?
Thuney, I believe, was
66?
something like that, in the 60s.
I'm looking for it.
But
Sorry.
my whole point of this was, it's way closer than Packer fans want to admit.
I think it's close, sure, but
I think the other part of it is I removed the quarterback. The difference between these two teams. I'm not saying the Packers aren't a better team than the Bears because their quarterback is better than the Bears quarterback. Removing the most important part does matter in this conversation. But if you remove those, that's why I have the Packers probably finish. If I had to bet on this, I'm going Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings.
Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings last.
Yes.
You think J.J. McCarthy's going to stink that bad? Like, he would have to utterly stink.
I think they're.
And I don't think that's.
Here's how it's going to go. I think, and I don't have the numbers broken out, but I'm assuming like 11 for the Lions, 10 for the Packers, 9 for the Bears, 8 for the Vikings.
Huh, okay.
So they're all going to be together. There's no dominant team, but I still think
And
that's.
Vikings, are you assuming that they're going to be last simply just because J.J. McCarthy's not going to work out?
I think 8 wins for a first-year starter, even though how great this is with this schedule. I think there's just going to be a few games. Like he might have very good games, but let's say in the fourth quarter he has to figure out how to win a game.
He could have a Jordan Love year one where they won 9 games.
Right, and all of us. But
Well, look what that did. They got,
a Jordan Love year one, but let's say
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That is a true fact that they got the very last 7 seed.
one kick goes a little bit left. I mean, I think they're going to be in every game. I don't think it's going to be clear cut because realistically, I think the Packers.
Does that change now that Adam Thielen's back in Minnesota?
I think the Packers, Bears.
I know.
he's old as dirt.
I know.
I think the Packers, Bears, and Vikings are battling out between 2 and dead last. And I'm not saying the Lions are head and shoulders above everyone else,
A game or two.
but they are. Their coaching staff defensively, I think, is just the same. And I think offensively is fair to question, but their players on defense and offense are so damn good, and Dan Campbell deserves the benefit of the doubt at this point that we at least have to give them the, hey, you've won it 2 years in a row, and you've been so dominant winning it, I'm going to give you it.
I think honestly, I think it's completely fine to say that the Lions are head and shoulders above. I think it's.
But are
pretty
they head
clear.
and shoulders?
I mean, so we're
Head
talking.
and shoulders?
Knees and toes.
No, I wasn't. I was like really just saying like head
But
and
you're
shoulders.
saying
Like they're
we're
that
we're
much.
saying non-quarterback rosters, right? That's what we're talking about here, or
Yes.
just overall
No,
at this point?
non-quarterback.
Non-quarterback.
At least that's where this conversation started.
Non-quarterback roster, yeah. I mean, they have studs at like every position. Sam Laporta is probably the best tight end in the division. They don't have the best wide receiver because of Justin Jefferson, but they have Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Running backs, it's running away. They have the best position group. I mean, 2 of them. I mean, David Montgomery might be like the 4th best running back. 3rd,
Yeah, if you're doing this
maybe?
game, offensive line got worse for the Lions.
They lost their center, which is a big deal, but they kept their offensive line coach, and the
Right.
rest of the guys are the
and
same.
they're back. Like Ragnow is top 5, top 3 centers. I think Glasnow is probably still in that upper echelon center.
And even beyond that, they're getting Aiden Hutchinson back.
Yes.
I mean, a
Yep.
star pass rusher, you know what that can do for
And
any defense.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this, but lots of people, the DJ Reed.
He seemed like a good corner, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, and basically they I forgot who they lost, but DJ fits their defensive scheme better. So it was honestly an upgrade for them because the way he plays defense will fit them better. They lost
Carlton Davis.
Yes.
They lost
and
Carlton Davis to the Patriots.
Carlton Davis maybe didn't necessarily fit schematically as much as what the Packers.
And they have the best safety duo in the division.
Yep.
Right. Well, if you go, the dream team or what the Packers wish they had, and it's not McKinney's fault, is you would go with, they have Branch and Hutchinson. And you have, an elite pass rusher, and you have Branch in the back end.
Yeah, they just don't have a linebacker patrolling over the middle. They have that one guy, the long blonde hair.
The kid from Iowa, is that where he's from?
No. What's that guy's name?
Anzalone.
I'm talking about Campbell's been coming up a little bit, isn't it?
Oh, Jack Campbell's good too. Yeah, he's solid. But
he's been improving year over year.
Anzalone's the guy who's been holding it down more. Either way, we don't need to break down the specific players on their defense, but their defense
they're head and shoulders ahead.
Their defense is built far stronger. And part of that is also they are the only team in the division who has a true proven star pass rusher.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of another one across the Bears, Lions, or Bears, Packers, or Vikings. I mean, Andrew Van Ginkel's good.
That's what I think of, but
he's more good because of Brian Flores' defense.
And then if
Harrison Smith is still pretty freaking good, but I mean,
I'm talking pass rushers though.
But if you're a Vikings optimist, maybe Dallas Turner. I mean, he's got the pedigree.
True.
He was a top 10 pick, I believe, or
he was like 11th.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's got the pedigree. Like if Packer fans want to try to believe in Van Ness, you have more reason to believe in Dallas Turner than you do Van Ness because Turner's only got 1 year in the league.
Sure.
Van Ness has 2 years in.
Yeah, I think honestly, non-quarterback rosters. I think the Vikings are. I would not say significantly above the Packers, but
they're
clearly above. I think it's a clear above.
So all of that to say, the Packers need somebody, and I wanted to hear from Mark Chmura. Because I think he kind of agrees with me. He didn't know he was agreeing with me, but Mark Chmura on Jen Game and Chewy kind of reiterated the point that I had, that the Packers are a good team. I wouldn't call them a Super Bowl contender because for me, being a Super Bowl contender means you're the Rams, Eagles, Lions, Commanders. Like those are the teams that are either picked to win the division or be right there. The Packers are more peers of like the Buccaneers. Like the Packers are playoff contenders, and then whatever happens in the playoffs, like crazy things can happen.
Yep.
Those other teams to me are true Super Bowl contenders. Let's hear what Chmura had to say.
Micah Parsons make them a legitimate contender.
If Micah Parsons were to come here, it's 3-4 years of Super Bowl or bust.
To the point that the caller made about Goody being on the hot seat, something like that sort of solidifies your role, doesn't it? It sort of solidifies. Don't you feel a little more comfortable if you're Brian Gutekunst and you go out and get a Micah Parsons? Doesn't that make your job feel a little more secure?
Brian Gutekunst was at the lectern, and he said, it's time we started winning championships around here. And if this move wouldn't mean that's exactly what they're trying to do, there is a degree of this that even them being in this invested into it, where the rumors are spreading the way they are, would tell me there is a really serious change or approach there where they think they need to as Chewy said, end up in that serious contender territory.
And to me, what was left not said was that they are currently not a serious contender.
Yes.
Because if you need to add Micah Parsons to be considered a serious contender, it means you're a contender in a way that any team that makes the playoffs, and the Packers are absolutely a playoff contending football team. But I don't consider them a Super Bowl contending football team as assembled today. Maybe if everything breaks right and everyone takes this next step and nobody else takes these next steps, because that's the thing. Like Jordan Love's going to step forward. Tucker Kraft's going to step forward. Rashawn Gary's finally going to come together. Lucas Van Ness is going to come together. But then, nobody on the Vikings or the Lions or the Bears will get better? Is that how the world works? Or no,
but
it's not how the world.
We're living in a fairy tale.
That's not how the world works. So, yes, if they had Micah Parsons, they go from a team that's competing for the playoffs, that, when you get in the playoffs, anything can happen to. You had Micah Parsons. Well, now you got what we just talked about with the Lions. Aiden Hutchinson and Brian Branch of wow, now you got this werewolf on the D-line and a werewolf in the secondary, and now the Packers are true contenders. Until then, using Mark Chmura's own words, they are not. But I wanted one thing here before I ask our poll question. I know we're a little long here, but I heard this, the part about Goody. And if he's truly on the hot seat, does he have the juice to pull off this trade?
Well, see, that's kind of where my mind went when they said that. And then when they talked about him saying that they need to start winning championships, and then we've also talked about with Ed Policy coming in and not renewing him and Matt LaFleur's contracts, that puts them automatically in the hot seat, right? But like, if you're Brian Gutekunst and you financially can make this make sense, you can make this make sense with your draft picks, why wouldn't you? Because that, to me, signifies that you are trying to win a championship. You're not just going to sit back and relax as your job is on the line.
Daniel Landscaper, I swear to God, just listen to the damn show. I never said the Bears are better than the Packers, so I'm going to say this one more damn time for people that cannot get the green and gold cheddar out of their ears. The Chicago Bears, outside of quarterback, have a better roster than the Green Bay Packers. But the quarterback matters. If you ask me today, I would say the Detroit Lions win the division, Packers second, Bears third, Vikings fourth. So I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth. I am saying that the Bears have a better overall roster, but the Packers have a better quarterback today, which is why I would pick the Packers to finish second and the Bears to finish third and the Vikings to finish fourth based on what I think these quarterbacks are going to be this year and not on the rosters. If I was going on rosters, I would say Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, Green Bay if I was removing the quarterback, but I'm not. So again, for everyone that immediately hears red and loses their damn mind when I talk about the Packers, I think the Packers are the second best team in the division. I just think they have the fourth best roster, and a compliment to Jordan Love, he lifts them from the fourth best roster to the second best record in the NFC North. But he's not good enough to lift them into true contention unless the Packers add Micah Parsons. J&K Security Solutions. They're locally owned, they're veteran-owned, and they are family-owned. So if you want to protect your home or business, contact our good friends at J&K Security Solutions. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Because I'm out on Kelsey.
Clipped Laporta.
I'm out on Kelsey. I don't like Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey.
I do.
God, if Jim
his
was
hair,
here,
his last name, everything. Yeah, he'll be like, "What? Him and Taylor Swift are great."
if Jim was here, he would just be screaming at the both of you. Right
Literally,
now.
Oh
exactly.
my gosh, he would be losing
This
his
isn't even
mind.
a question.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time at Zimbrick Chevrolet. When you purchase a qualifying new EV vehicle, you could get up to $7,500 for eligible buyers from a federal clean vehicle tax credit. Don't wait, act now, because this tax credit is only available until September 30th. And once you buy your EV, Zimbrick Chevy will take care of you with their certified EV service and top off your charge. Never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Preseason football is underway and college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Looking for the perfect pizza meal just for you? Introducing Pizza Hut's new personal pizzas, the Crafted Flats. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, Nashville hot chicken and chicken bacon ranch. All just $5 each, all day. The perfect pizza deal for lunch, dinner, or on game days. Order your $5 Crafted Flats at one of their locations or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Primetime Warsham behind the glass. We'll get into the show, 844-770-3776 on the Carbus Talk and text line. List is more. Molly, you and I stumbled onto something that I found interesting. And it was, maybe we can play the clip again from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. There's a little bit of Chewy, there's a little bit of Gabe, a little bit of Jen, and a little bit of Josh DiMaggio. I believe DiMaggio is the one that referenced, or maybe it was Jen Latta.
It was Josh DiMaggio referencing the fact that Goody said at the end of last season that there was urgency to win championships.
But who referenced the? Well, let's just play the clip here, and then I'll tell you what stood out to me, Molly.
Micah Parsons make them a legitimate contender.
If Micah Parsons were to come here, it's 3-4 years of Super Bowl or bust.
To the point that the caller made about Goody being on the hot seat,
this is
something like that sort of solidifies your role, doesn't it? It sort of solidifies. Don't you feel a little more comfortable if you're Brian Gutekunst and you go out and get a Micah Parsons?
And Molly, you mentioned, and you can reiterate it here, Ed Policy has a policy on Goody and LaFleur, and that is...
I mean, Ed Policy basically right away when he took over as being the team president, he basically said, like, I'm not in the business of giving Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst extensions for their current contracts, which means to me that it doesn't necessarily mean negative. It just means he wants to see more, I would assume.
So do you consider that the hot seat, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
but, like, I don't think that it's, Matt LaFleur, if you don't win or get to the NFC Championship, you're fired. I don't think that's what it is by any means. And I know we've had this conversation of how hot is Matt LaFleur's seat. I don't think it's hot, but I think it's warm. And I think depending on how the season goes, like Ed Policy's going to crank that heated seat up a little bit for sure.
So
you're paying your quarterback $55 million a year. You can't afford to not win playoff games.
Let's be honest. If Jordan Love doesn't get better, it does put Goody on the hot seat.
Yes.
But I want to ask this. He's got 2 years left on his contract, this year and next year, correct?
He and Brian Gutekunst, yes.
Goody's who I'm talking about. But yes, both of them have this year and then next year. So, and Jason Wilde's talked about this, that the most likely scenario is, let's say the Packers don't win the Super Bowl, but they have another good season, they're a playoff team, and Ed Policy gives them some sort of extension for a couple of years. It's not massive, but adds another year or two to their deal, and they're here for the foreseeable future.
What the Bengals did with Trey Hendrickson basically yesterday.
So, you're right. But my question would be, if Ed Policy is open in the idea that, hey, Goody and LaFleur, they don't have to prove it to me, but they haven't proven enough that I'm just going to sign them right now with 2 years left on their deals to like a big time, you're going to be a Packer for life head coach and GM pairing. So my question would be, Micah Parsons, as Gabe said in that clip, it changes the Packers' expectations for the next 3 years. And I don't want to say reporting, the scuttlebug, the rumor mill, what's this guy, Pretty Ricky or someone on Twitter, who apparently has been right once in a while with these rumors.
So I've heard.
One part with the rumor that I don't know if this is trolling or the Packers are breaking the NFL rules. Packers and no team has opened, like the Cowboys have not said that any team has the right to negotiate with Micah Parsons.
Okay.
So any contract for $45 million a year on the table to Micah Parsons would be a violation of the NFL rules and policies. So I don't think that exists, because I don't think the Packers would do that.
So what are they allowed to do then?
They would be allowed to talk to the Dallas Cowboys for a trade.
Okay.
So maybe that part is real.
Yeah, so can that be where the numbers coming from? Is
well, then it's just
the Packers put a
guess.
$45 million deal in front of the Cowboys rather than Micah Parsons?
You wouldn't put it in front of the Cowboys. What do they care what you're going to pay Micah Parsons?
I guess, yeah.
So, but regardless of that, does Goody have the juice and full carte blanche from policy to make that deal? Because it's going to be at least 2 first-round picks. It could be 3. Like Jerry Jones, to trade Micah Parsons, I think would want 3 first-round picks. Maybe he won't get it.
I think at the least.
So let's say it's 3 first-round picks and $45 million a year. So let's say it's $100 million guaranteed. So let's say 3 first-round picks, $100 million guaranteed to get Micah Parsons out of Dallas. Does Goody have the juice to do that if Ed Policy's like, well, I want to see how these guys do this year before I extend them? Or does Ed Policy have to okay that deal?
I would imagine that he would have to okay it. I can't imagine that you're getting rid of 3 first-round picks and not having the team president approve it.
The way the Packers operate is that they silo things decision making.
You think, but do you think
operated?
See, that's the thing: is how different is it
Fair.
going to be with Ed Policy?
Well, then that's
we
the
don't
thing.
know.
Okay, then that's the thing is we don't know. So we can't say that Ed Policy would have a say in
But
that
the only reason why I think he might have some say is that this is a franchise changing move, and this is a franchise altering move into the future that Goody is not guaranteed to be here in. Could Ed Policy say, in this case, when you're spending money, $100 million guaranteed minimum and 3 first-round picks, I at least want to be in the room. I'm not going to okay or whatever, but I at least want to know what's going on, as opposed to if Goody had a contract that had him here for the next 4 or 5 years, then I do think it's fully siloed. But if Policy has the policy now of he's not going to give Goody and LaFleur these big-time extensions before the season, then I think Ed Policy might say, hey, Goody, what are you doing in this trade? I think he would okay it. But I think there might not be as much juice for Goody in this current situation, because this is a massive franchise-altering trade for the future. And if Goody's contract is shorter than the timeline of this deal,
true,
Policy might say, just keep me in the loop.
So you're saying that Goody would be less likely to make this move because of worries about his own job security?
No, I'm saying that Ed Policy would be the one that would kill this deal, if anything.
So you think he would kill the deal? But if he wants championships and he feels like they're not achieving enough, wouldn't he want them to go get the guy who could push them over the hump?
But he might not want Goody to be the guy to go. He might not trust Goody in this deal, or he might get his fingers involved in this deal and say, you know what, I don't love everything we're giving up.
Okay.
It's only because of the contract situation.
It feels like a lot of speculation. I got to be honest.
I agree,
Well, it does,
but
but we have nothing else to go on.
But
what else are we supposed to do?
Ryan, this whole trade is made up BS. It's all speculation.
True, but
so if we're going to speculate, I'm going to speculate all the way through that Goody doesn't have the juice to make this trade without Ed Policy's blessing, is my point. I'm not saying Ed Policy would kill it. I'm saying that Ed Policy, in my opinion, has to bless this trade because he doesn't believe in Goody enough to extend him. So there's no way he believes in Goody enough to at least to at least bless this trade. I'm not saying that Goody would have to run it all by Policy, but I think Policy says, just let me see it.
Okay.
And I don't think he says that if Goody's extended.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
And I don't think that's a big reach, because if he truly believed in Goody, you would have extended him. And this is franchise-changing deals.
I just think Ed Policy is a guy who's come up in the Packers organization. He's in the Packers organization. It's always been the process of not.
He's in the Packers cult.
Yeah,
he's brainwashed.
Yes, for sure. But I think it's part of the thing is that Mark Murphy's not going to get involved in trades for the trade talk for Khalil Mack back when the Bears traded for him.
Okay, so for an example here, Ted Thompson on the back end of things.
Okay.
Maybe someone should have at least looked it over.
So you're saying should have or was?
So maybe they've learned. So that time they didn't look it over.
Should have learned what?
Learned that, hey, Ted Thompson was this is a little bit dicier, but like Ted Thompson was on his way out. Like they kind of had a succession plan for Ted Thompson. So in that case, maybe Mark Murphy should have said, let me just talk to our top football people and let's make this a joint decision. I'm not going to kill it. I just want to make sure we're all thinking through every aspect of it. I want to be in the room for it. If Ed Policy doesn't think that Goody has done enough so far to earn a contract extension, then I don't think it's insane to say Ed Policy says, Goody, just let me see everything before you sign this deal.
And you think you think it's realistic that he might actually
I don't think he would kill it. I think it would have to be horrible. But I think Ed Policy wants to make sure he feels comfortable with it because Ed Policy is going to be here longer than Goody.
I do think it's interesting you bring up the whole Khalil Mack thing, too, because I've heard multiple people say that. Isn't that just an example of, like, look at what we could have had, and that would then further motivate you to try to get somebody like Micah Parsons?
For sure.
Because in my mind, it does.
And Goody was the guy who was in on those trade talks.
Right, and for him, I know that we joke about it. I feel like every single year where it's like, oh, yeah, the Packers were in the conversation to make this happen. Yeah, right, haha. Like, oh, they lowballed the guys, so they were in the conversation. But, like, if this was if this is a legitimate thing, I mean, I would be incredibly proud of Brian Gutekunst as being the GM of the Packers. Like, even if it doesn't work out, it almost feels like the Dame thing to me, where it's like we all thought the Dame coming to the Milwaukee Bucks was a fantastic idea, and then obviously look how it played out. But like we were excited when it happened.
So you're saying you'd be excited regardless?
Yes, I love Micah Parsons. Like I have been a massive fan of him.
But like you've seen this before. They've faked their way.
No, if they fake it and they say, "Oh, we were in the conversation," okay, but
so
like,
if they come
really?
up short, don't you just kind of say they came up short? Because there's no reporting. Again, this is all just made up stuff from Twitter accounts, and maybe these guys have some insight into rumored things. I don't know anything about Pretty Ricky. I know that when I follow Bear sites, there are people who have a insight into the room. I was one of those people where I have insights sporadically into what's happening, but I don't report or even fan rumors because it's one person.
Right.
But I also have to have a real name on it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not going to do that.
But I think the point Molly's bringing up is a valid one where if they made a move like this is the all-in move.
Because you are proving to me, a Packers fan, you are proving to me that you are trying to win a championship, which is all I can ask of from my team. Especially at this point where, and you just agreed with what Mark Tamura was saying on Jen Game Chewy, this could be the move that gets them to the Super Bowl.
I agree with you. So we're on the same page. If the Packers make this move, you should be thrilled, and they should extend Goody immediately. Back to the other conversation. If you're trusting Goody to make this trade and do all this, then pay the man his damn money.
Yep.
Because this is, to me, more of a commitment than paying him money. Like, allowing Goody to make this trade, if it happens, is more of a commitment to Goody as your GM than actually extending him with a contract. And that's what I was trying to get to, Ryan, with the Ed Policy side of things, is that if Ed Policy lets Goody make this trade without any sort of eyes on it or any sort of influence into it or any sort of let me just look it over, let me talk to a few football people I trust aspect to it, then he's already committed to Goody, because this is more allowing Goody to trade 3 first-round picks and $100 million is more of a commitment than just paying Goody money as a GM. So if that's the case, and if they make this trade, good on the Packers, good on Policy, good on Goody, and the Packers have put their money where their mouth is and they truly are contending. But if they don't, I'm giving them no benefit of the doubt. I'm going to pretend I believe it's all made up, and I believe it's just one of those where, hey, we were close, but were you really close? And who cares if you're close? This isn't horseshoes. This isn't hand grenades. Who cares if you're close?
Can you be close when it didn't exist?
Well, that would be another part of it. But even if it did exist, if you're close, who cares? This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
So since I didn't go to college, can I just claim one, like Wisconsin?
We should campaign for schools in the state of Wisconsin to give Matt free stuff.
All the UW schools. Whoever gives Matt the most amount of free stuff is who Matt will pay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is true.
Who wants to give me an honorary degree?
Where would you take your honorary degree from?
Literally anywhere. Literally anywhere. Clown school.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Medicine on YouTube.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck & Honey's. This summer, soak up the sun and savor the flavor at Buck & Honey's. Their spacious patios are the ideal spot to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, in an unbeatable atmosphere. Perfect for a casual lunch or a night out with friends. Plus, with fresh seasonal dishes and exceptional service, they're here to make every visit special. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. Celebrate summer the right way, on the patio with great company. I'll see you at Buck & Honey's.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
GNC knows that you're not always feeling it at the gym, but don't get down, get lit, and get more out of every workout. Beyond Raw Lit is a clinically dosed pre-workout that flips the switch and gives you more energy, focus, intensity, and pumps. The perfect combo for a killer workout. Plus, it's got incredible flavors and thousands of 5-star reviews, so you know it's good. Pick it up at GNC stores or go to gnc.com.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bars of the Month. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy the best High Life specials in Madison. Plus, to celebrate our love for dive bars, we'll be giving away a case of Miller High Life to one lucky fan every Thursday. Live the high life with Jim, Matt, and Molly and enjoy the champagne of beer in its natural environment. Like Chief's Tavern, The Rail House, Ideal Bar, The Wisco, and Remington's Tavern.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale Roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
If you're looking for an energy drink that actually supports your wellness goals, Zoa Energy is the answer. It's packed with natural ingredients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants for a clean, focused boost without the jitters. Co-founded by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Zoa is vegan, gluten-free, and comes in a variety of bold flavors. It's low in sugar and big on purpose. Zoa isn't about just energy. It's about living better and giving back.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio. I want to actually, excuse me here. Ryan just said get to for real or phony. I actually don't know if I want to play it.
I was trying to say skip for real or phony.
Oh, sorry. I heard for real or phony in my ear there. I don't want to play it because I want to get to a call on the talking text line, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless talking text line. List is more. The call or the message I want to get to is from Jim and Madison, and it got me thinking.
Oh, God, another Jim.
Primetime, Waller Shine Behind the Glass here, and again, where you can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Jim from Madison says, if the Packers would give up 3 firsts for Mac, who wouldn't be on the team right now? So technically, that trade was 2 firsts and a second rounder, and I think there was another pick in there, and the Bears got like a 6th rounder back. Like, regardless, I think in this case, you'd have to give up 3 for Parsons, just because I don't think Jerry wants him gone, and I think he has more leverage. And I think Parsons is a little bit younger and just a little bit more of a dynamic fit than, let's say, Mac. So that's why I went with 3. But let's say they get with 2 first-round picks. That would include, in theory, the 2020 pick, I believe, 2020 first-round pick that the Packers used on Jordan Love, because the trade happened September 2018.
Okay.
So that means that the Bears, so the Bears gave up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. In return, the Bears got Mac, a 2020 second-round pick, and a conditional 2020 fifth-round pick. So they would have, in theory, the Packers have done that same trade. They would have traded away the Jordan Love pick. So,
okay. Well, in theory, I think the Packers, what was reported on the table was their 2018 first-round picks,
But I want to play this out. Let's just say they did the exact same trade because that's what got the deal done for the Bears. So let's say the Packers did the exact same trade, and it got the deal done for the Packers because they had to match what the Bears did. Would you have traded Khalil Mack with Aaron Rodgers and just not had Jordan Love? Because you can make a strong case that Packers team wins a Super Bowl. So then you're really asking the question, would you trade a Super Bowl to not have Jordan Love?
Yes. What's my option for quarterback in the future, though?
Who cares? Like, if you have the Super Bowl, then who cares as much?
But then there's going to be people like you that are like, well, the Packers won the Super Bowl 7 years ago, so what's where are you guys at? You guys are Titletown. You're still in Titletown.
Okay, but also to this point of this offense, you got Brock Purdy, you got Sam Darnold.
True.
Do you need elite? Right? Just in this hypothetical, that if the Packers did the same trade at the Bears trade, they wouldn't have had a Jordan Love. If you had a Khalil Mack and it guaranteed you a Super Bowl, would you make the trade?
If it guaranteed me a Super Bowl, then probably. But it's never a guarantee.
Right,
but in this hypothetical situation, which our entire show is hypothetical today.
The whole show is based off a hypothetical tweet from a guy named Pretty Ricky.
I thought the whole show is based off a hypothetical of the Bears roster without its quarterback who's better than the roster.
No, that's not hypothetical. That's factual.
God. All right. We
I
already got
Kyle
115.
Long from the Chicago Bears to follow me off of that. I don't know if I could be happier this week. That is honestly one of the coolest things.
So I would say if it guaranteed a Super Bowl, then yeah, probably. I mean, it's hard when you're guaranteeing Super Bowls out
right,
here.
but this is all we got a made up trade.
Yeah, but that's what you said. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's the scenario, then yeah, you can't really turn it down. No, because I think the odds of them winning Super Bowl with Jordan Love over the next 10 years are man, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say I'd feel good about 10 to 20% chance over the next 10 years.
So the Packers in 2019, because Aaron Rodgers I believe got hurt. That's the year the Bears won the division.
2018 year is when he got hurt.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
the
when
Bears won the division the year the Bears got Khalil Mack.
Yes.
So the following year the Packers won 13 games.
Yeah, that's when they they got stomped by the 49ers.
It's not a major leap that Khalil Mack might have made the difference.
By no means.
So I know it's fantasy land, and that's why. But I think it's worth saying that Khalil Mack could have been the difference between one more Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Because then in the sliding doors, here's how it goes. In the sliding doors, Fantasyland, you get the extra Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. He's not so ornery. You don't take Jordan Love. You don't piss him off.
A lot of things could have been different.
And then all of a sudden you have, so who's your quarterback? Aaron Rodgers might still be your quarterback.
Well, but
Aaron Rodgers would have retired by now.
Maybe, but he wouldn't be as he wouldn't have had those ornery last years.
He loves the
ornery Aaron.
Yeah.
It is ornery
So
Aaron.
You can tell Rutledge that.
And then the Packers, all those NFC Championship games they made with ornery Aaron winning MVPs, maybe one of those becomes a Super Bowl because you have Khalil Mack.
Okay.
And so then, who's your quarterback? I don't know. Brock Purdy. He was available. I don't know. But in this offense, I don't think you need. We've talked about this a million times. Why do I think
need a superstar?
Why do I think the Packers are the second best team in the NFC North? As far as I think they're going to finish second, but I think they have the worst roster because this offense doesn't require Jordan Love to be a star. It doesn't require all these players to be a star. And so, Matt LaFleur, look at this offense. Brock Purdy's won in it. Sam Darnold's won in it. A lot of quarterbacks have won in this offense. Do you need elite in this offense? I don't think you do. So
I will say, Goody did kind of say the same thing today. You want to hear from him?
Let's hear Goody.
Players make impact. There's no doubt. I mean, that's what you win and lose games because of players, right? I mean, these are the guys that do it. So certainly players make impact. I am not a huge believer that one player. You're never one player away, right? It's just I never believe that. But good players make impacts, and so anytime there's players of that caliber that you can acquire, you're trying to. So, but this is the ultimate team game. I've always believed that. Some of the best teams we've ever seen didn't have a ton of stars on it, right? So it's really about how those units operate together. So again, you can't win without good players, but they got to work together. It doesn't matter how many good players you have. If they're not working together, it won't matter.
Are there a lot of teams that have won that don't have a ton of stars? Like, what are some answers?
No, there's not. And, that's the other thing with the Packers here. Matt Madison chimes in, no love for Mac and a happy Rodgers, ... in our hypothetical world.
Yep.
Here's the star, what he said there. Goody, it gives an insight into his roster building. And we talked about it yesterday, listening to the Athletic podcast. And the Packers roster screams beloved by Pro Football Focus and football analytic nerds. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but on the roster, the elite players to me are again, the werewolves. Who's got that dog in him? If you wanted to go on the dog, I'm a badass football player and I'm going to tilt the field.
Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs. Those are the two guys.
That's it.
Adrian Cooper could be.
And Tucker Kraft could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that would be 4, which then puts you in the conversation. And so maybe both those guys make that jump and you're in that conversation. But the Lions have more than that. The Vikings have more than that. And the Bears, I think, are your peer in that, especially if we're doing the could-be game. And so, that, the other part of it is.
That's a could-be game, but wouldn't you agree that the Packers could-be's are closer than the Bears could-be's in that situation? I mean, I don't think it's a huge jump that Adrian Cooper could become one of those dogs or Tucker Kraft
Is
could
it
become
crazy
a dog.
jump that Colston Loveland, the 10th overall pick, could be that dog?
Yeah, because he's a rookie and we haven't seen him play yet.
But I have every Packer fan telling me that Matthew Golden is going to be the number 1 guy.
Not every Packers fan is, just the ones in your head.
But I know the ones all over my social media, the ones all over my mentions here. But here's
I don't know if people are saying he's
But
gonna
here's
be
the
a
wild
dog
card here, and I'm
werewolf.
not going to say the Bears could get there, but the wild card is the Bears have been basically coached by a buffoon for the last 3 years. And now they brought in the hottest coaching, the guy that every team that had a coaching availability wanted over the last 2 years. I don't know what that means. That is a wild card, and I'm not going to sit here and hype it all up.
It could come with its own set of issues, yes.
But it also could, it could actually be the right coach, and then things are more equal. To me, the biggest difference between the Chicago Bears, more than the quarterback and anything else, has been their inept organization that could not figure out and couldn't find a coach with 2 hands, or the phrase is couldn't find their own ass with 2 hands. That's how the Bears have been hiring coaches basically since Lovie Smith. If they get it right, that makes them the better franchise than they've been since Lovie Smith, more than a quarterback. Because when they had Lovie Smith, they were in the conversation with the Packers. That was a true rivalry. I think Lovie Smith was darn near 600% as far as a winner, and at least those games were competitive. The Bears didn't have a quarterback then either. So for me, if the Bears are truly going to be part of this conversation, it's because they finally got the coach right. The Lions, as an example, they got their coach right, Dan Campbell. The Lions went from the laughingstock to owning the North. You know who doesn't own the North? The Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions did it, and they came out of nowhere and did it. And they beat the piss out of the Packers over and over again. And so that is the truth. And that's a coach, and that's a mentality.
But then also, if you're going to hype up Ben Johnson that much going to Chicago Bears, then you can't negate how much his impact on the Detroit
Right, but I'm talking about
Lions
Dan
is.
Campbell specifically, the head coach. Kevin O'Connell came in, and the Vikings now look competent year in and year out at quarterback.
Okay, at quarterback, yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say, otherwise they were a good team still under Zim, too.
Yeah, but they took another step forward. Kevin O'Connell, to me, is a peer of LaFleur.
He's a great coach,
yeah,
yes.
And then LaFleur, obviously. Now, the Packers are different because they've had the quarterback, so it's hard to fully know the impact of LaFleur. The Bears have hired Tressman, Eberflus, Matt Nagy. It's just been a bunch of bums.
Yeah.
John Fox. So the difference has been...
That feels like forever ago.
Yeah, the difference has been the coaches.
Yeah.
Detroit pulled themselves out of the gutters of the NFC North because they got Dan Campbell. And then, yes, he hired a great staff. The Lions have pulled themselves closer to being peers of the Packers because they got O'Connell.
Vikings.
I'm sorry, the Vikings. And so now what happens with the Bears? I don't know. I have no idea. We don't know what Ben Johnson would be. But if they get it right, more important than the quarterback is if they got that coach right.
Right.
All right, you got to get out of here because we got to play Minute to Win It. All right, as Molly gets out of here, I'll give you the number, 844-770-3776. It's an over-under game with Molly Brown. We're going to give her a contest here, but $25 gift card minimum. could be a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. So you pick the over-under. If you're correct, you'll get a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. If you're incorrect, you're at least going to get a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. So what's the category, Ryan?
So before all the Micah Parsons rumors scuttlebutt that came up last night, we were planning to talk a lot of Badgers today because they do start their season tomorrow. And their season is a hellacious schedule of top 10 teams. There are 3 current preseason top 25 teams on the the Badgers schedule. So how many of the top 10 teams on the AP poll preseason top 25 do you think Molly knows?
Ooh. What do you think's fair for Solo Molly?
3 of them are on the Badgers schedule. So
5.5, so she's on more than half?
She's not super in depth in college football.
But how many of these are you could just kind of guess by naming Blue Bloods?
A good amount. I mean, it's the preseason top 25. So
let's go 5.5. I think 5.5 is a fair number. I know she's solo, but 5.5 is fair, especially if 3 are on the schedule. She only has to get 3 more that are not on the schedule.
Okay, I like it.
So 6 out of 10 is what she has to get the over.
Yeah. Feel good about that.
Now, Matt Hamilton would say that's a passing grade. It's not a passing grade, but that would be better than the average, 50%.
Take that for data.
All right, so 844-770-3776 is the number. What call are we doing?
The Badgers projected to go 5-7 this season. Let's go callers 5 and 7.
Caller number 5, caller number 7, 844-770-3776. Caller number 5 and caller number 7, 844-770-3776. You're at least going to get a $25 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. It might even be $50. 844-770-3776. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think we asked Jim, would you potentially have your wife on Jim, Matt, and Molly? That's what we wanted to ask you.
If she wanted to, I don't care. I mean, for an interview, she's looking at me right now. I mean, I'm sure we could be open to an interview sometime.
We could bring her on now.
Taylor Swift joining she rolled her eyes at me like my 12-year-old does, so I don't know.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. It's showtime. What will we see when Wisconsin hits the field against Miami, Ohio? Barry Alvarez putting his wish list together for Week 1. More from Coach on the latest episode of The Barry Alvarez Show.
I'd like to see us establish a run. Then if we can do that, I know we can throw the ball after that. I want to see a defense is sound and then flies around and is physical. Be sound in what you're doing. I want to see guys that are excited, and I want to see people that'll whack you.
Wisconsin College Game Day gets the party started from 6 to 8 p.m., followed by a 2-hour post-game show immediately after the final play.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Give me something I can feel. Light a cigarette just so I can breathe. Give me something, 700 feet off the coast of green. Give me something I can feel. No reservation, pull a 20.
You know, Post Malone does not make an impact on me as far as music-wise, because I don't know if I've ever heard this song in my life.
Yes, you have.
You're a college football fan and you haven't heard this song. You heard this song probably every Saturday last year.
And that's why I said more that his songs must not resonate in my brain, because this doesn't trigger any sort of college football memory for me. And you said that we played it before we had Chris Orr join the show, and obviously I would recognize it. So Post Malone kind of falls into the, and I do respect that he's flip-flop from like hip-hop and pop into like pop country.
He's very eclectic.
He is eclectic, but it's still all pop. Like it's pop country, pop rap. Like he is kind of very much a pop star. So maybe that's why it's just kind of faded over me. And I like his country album. Again, it's right there with Morgan Wallen. It ain't country, it ain't music, but it's definitely consumable.
It's noises.
It's noises that are pleasant.
Don't your kids like Post Malone?
I mean, they like everything because they're 12 and 8. So like, yeah, they like Post Malone songs.
Post it Malone.
Post Malone.
Post it Malone.
That was more of a fumble there with the words, but
you should have just played it off like you did it on purpose.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge with you. Let's play a little minute to win it.
Will they beat the odds?
I say everything with pure confidence, whether I think I'm totally right or not.
Or crumble under pressure?
I legitimately know one of these. I legitimately have one.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
There are 3 great locations. Before we get to Minute to Win It, you can go to the Madison location, you can go to the Verona location, you can go to the DeForest location. Any one of those locations is going to give you a great time at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. You can dine in, you can carry it out, you can have it delivered. They also cater. So whatever the scenario is, they will crush it. In fact, Molly and I yesterday, when we taped our interview with Matt Hamilton and Chris Plies, we snuck away to an event with Badger Volleyball that North and South catered for us. And we got some brisket. We got some pulled pork.
The brisket was like perfectly cooked.
Yeah,
oh my
really
God.
Yeah.
It was like crispy, but like.
We brought it back to the studio for
so
primetime Wollersheim. We had the mac and cheese, the beans, like it all hit.
And guess what, Jim? There's still a bunch of it left in our fridge, too.
I'm going to take a bag home.
You should.
I saw that there was a bunch in there. Really fantastic stuff. But yeah, that's the other thing. Amazing food. Everyone's going to eat it, but they give you such big portions when they cater. You're still going to have leftovers.
So good. We have a ton of leftovers in the fridge.
All right, I might have to take a little home.
Yes, I was going to say, bring some home to the fam. Ryan, you bring some home to yourself.
To me, thank you.
And,
appreciate that. Just for me.
It's plenty for all 5 of you. Well,
I have a buddy coming over this weekend. Maybe we can have it on Saturday. Watching college football. And speaking of which, Jim mentioned that he didn't know the Post Malone song just before, and that was the reason that I played it. It's because it was last year's 2024 college football anthem. Because this is 2025, and the Badgers are hoping to turn things around a lot. But it's going to be tough when you look at their schedule this year, Molly.
Oh, okay.
They have 3 teams who are in the AP preseason top 25 on their schedule for this season.
Okay.
So, Molly, today's category is the AP preseason top 25
I knew you were
poll
going to do this to me.
for college football.
Not fair.
So your timer starts.
Wait, hold on. Did you say three opponents that they have are in the top 8?
No, 3 opponents of the Badgers are, I believe, in the top 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
your
then I need to give you what?
The top. We're just doing the top 10. Yes.
Okay.
We're just doing the top 10. So
Okay.
your timer starts now.
Bama.
Alabama is in the top 10.
Georgia.
Georgia is an easy one, also in the top
Texas.
10. Texas is number 1.
Oregon.
Oregon is also in there. They're number 7 on the
Ohio
Badgers
State.
schedule. Ohio State is in there too. They're number 3 on the Badgers schedule.
Is Michigan good? We'll say Michigan.
Michigan not in
okay.
there this year, actually. No Harbaugh, no top 10.
Indiana, they were good.
How many, Chef?
Hold on, let me tabulate this.
You can keep on going, Molly.
I'm trying to think through.
Don't put her on the spot like that, Jim.
Ooh, so Bama, Oregon,
You're currently at
Ohio
5.
State. Okay, so those are their 3. SEC schools. Think, Molly. Think.
15 seconds.
Could you? No, USC isn't good. Not in the top 10. I'm trying to think. LSU. I'm just gonna say LSU. I know that's wrong. I'm buying my time here. I'm trying to think
LSU
of SEC schools.
is in the top 10.
Really?
The Tigers are number 9 in the AP preseason
Why am I
top
having
25.
a brain fart? Like, I don't even know SEC schools off the top of my head right now. I'm panicking.
So yeah, I mean, actually, I think those are the only 2 or 3 SEC schools in the top 25.
Okay. So I'm missing
Alabama,
what, Big
Georgia,
12?
and LSU. No Big 12.
What am I missing?
You're missing a Big 10 school at number 2, an ACC school at number 4,
Big 10 school at
an
number
independent
2.
school at number 6.
That's dumb. That doesn't even count.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Really? That's like a gigantic hit.
Who would the independent school be? I haven't looked at the top 25.
Think about it for a minute.
Like, stop and think.
They're famously independent.
Oh, Notre Dame. I'm sorry.
Dame.
Okay, when you say like independent, I automatically think like Liberty.
Well, that's
because
why I
who
said
the hell is that? That's what I think of.
They're in the conference.
Yeah,
USA,
no,
but
that
Liberty's a
makes
made-up
sense.
school.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
That's what I mean when you say independent. That's what I think. It's kind of like a president where you're like, oh, the Green Party. What the hell's the Green Party?
So Molly,
Not to get political here.
No, it shows
Molly
up every
got-
4 years just to ruin the country for everyone. Yeah.
Molly got 6 in today's minute to win it. The over/under was 5.5.
Woo! That last one, huh? I
That
got me.
LSU at the buzzer. You just threw that up with a
So
blind
I
hope.
set
I honestly
I
didn't
s-
think LSU was good, so.
I set the line.
Honestly, if they fell out of the top 25, I would not be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with my line there.
Your line
You
was
did pretty
great.
good.
5.5. So the ones you missed then were Penn State is number 2.
I forgot about Penn State.
And then Clemson
Yeah.
is number 4.
James Franklin. Sounds like a president, too.
That's true, actually.
That's what I always
Clemson
think
is
when I
number
say
4. Notre Dame is number 6. And then the Miami Hurricanes are number 10.
I thought about Clemson, and then I was like, nah, I feel like they haven't been good forever.
They haven't, but there's a lot of optimism this year that they're back.
Miami, that one's interesting, especially without like Cam Ward.
Yeah. And they got
They were fun to watch last year.
They got what's her name's ex-boyfriend? Carson Beck's their quarterback now.
Oh, that's going to be Jake Ferguson's soon-to-be maybe brother-in-law.
One of the Cavenders, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, whatever it is.
Jim has no idea what we're talking
any of this is happening. This is Jim
you
at
can
my
go deep into that rabbit
Barry
hole, Jim.
Alvarez is Jake Ferguson's grandpa.
This is Jim at Molly, presented by Coors Light.
So you can tell Rutledge that.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right. You want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Well, as we've all heard, the rumor mill is swirling around the Green Bay Packers and disgruntled star pass rusher Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. There's some pretty questionable sources online that have said the Packers have a proposal on the table to trade for Parsons, but Packers GM Brian Gutekunst spoke to the media this afternoon, indicating there's currently not much he can say about that situation.
Yeah, first of all, I can't talk about any players on any other teams, but I think, again, every opportunity that's out there that if we think it could help the Packers, we're going to take a long, look at. And, again, if that opportunity makes sense to us, then we'll do it. And if it doesn't, we won't.
Well, if any concrete reporting does arise, you can make sure you can hear it right here on 100.5 ESPN. Also read more over at ESPN.com from Packers reporter Rob Domowski. Then the Milwaukee Brewers got some much more concrete but negative breaking news as closer Trevor McGill is headed to the 15-day IL with a flexor strain in his right arm, per ESPN's Jeff Passan. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is always brought to you by the Metro family of dealers. Also tune in tonight after Jim, Matt, and Molly for Arizona Diamondbacks versus Brewers, 6:40 p.m. first pitch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to
So-
peel back the layers to get to the good part.
Let's put it like this. I think the Packers have the worst roster outside of the quarterback in the NFC North. This roster needs to be closer to the Detroit Lions roster, filled with elite players, for the Packers to be able to win with Jordan Love.
But this is the ultimate team game. I've always believed that. Some of the best teams we've ever seen, didn't have a ton of stars on it, right? So it's really about how those units operate together. So, again, you can't win without good players, but they gotta work
Broadcasting
together.
live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light at the Mountains in Blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown. Primetime more shine behind the glass. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's Carbon Talk text line. List is more. You can stream the show on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Badger football is tomorrow. I don't know if anyone cares. I'm talking about that tomorrow on the Jump Around, our Badger dedicated show on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. That'll be 12:30. It's a mystery guest. I saw we posted on social media, but I will give you this clue. I think he's the greatest running back in Wisconsin history since Ron Dane. So you can kind of guess who that might be on the show tomorrow to preview the Badger football. On that show, I moved our topic.
You guys got Braylon Allen?
Get out of here. I want to throw out
Isaac
this.
Garindo?
I want to throw out this idea for tomorrow's show because we don't have time for today's show. But I'm going to ask people on the show. We're going to throw on ESPN Madison Twitter sometime tomorrow afternoon. What's your feeling on Badger football? Is it closer to apathetic, or is it closer to apathy, or closer to excitement? But we're not going to do that now. Instead, we're going to play America's favorite game, and that's For Real or. Oh, never mind. All right. We're not going to play to America's favorite game right now. I don't hear you clearly, apparently. We need to switch to, typing stuff out.
No, you're just old.
Maybe
He
I'm just
literally
old.
has it. I mean, you do have it typed out on the show sheet. So
Well, that was before I knew we'd start, hour 2 at 5:12.
And you said For Real or Phony, so I thought we'd just start it here and then keep this. It's fine. We will not do For Real or Phony right now. Instead, we will talk about. Honestly, we'll let you guys answer it. I don't want to throw it out as a poll question. I want to save it for tomorrow, but you guys can chime in on. The three of you, and you can chime in the Carbus Talk text line, 844-770-3776.
Three of us.
Are you talking about yourself in the third person?
Oh, it's the two of you. Sorry. I'm used to Matt here. Carbus Talk text line, list is more.
Spirit.
Matt Hamilton is in Norway.
Linger on your fingers.
So I'll ask both of you, apathy or excitement? Which one of those are more your feelings for Badger football?
So twofold here. I am excited for football season, not necessarily or specifically Badger football season, because I don't know if there's a ton to be excited about when it comes to the Wisconsin Badgers. So I would probably lean more towards apathy. Did I say that word right?
Yeah.
Apathy. Okay. Just want to make sure. I'm a very empathetic person, so I just want to make sure.
Apathy is not the opposite of empathy, but it's very similar in where you just don't really care about what's going on. Like you just have like no feeling towards it. Usually in a negative connotation, but more so in just like I nothing it. Like at this point, like I'm just kind of done with Badgers football is really what apathy
That's how you
means.
feel?
No.
Kidding.
I'm describing the term apathy. I do not feel apathy, but I also don't feel excitement for this season. So I'm in a real box here with Jim's question because I guess I would say excitement, maybe only for the fact that like I'm excited that it feels like we might finally figure out like what the Luke Fickell.
Do you
era
actually
is
feel
going
like
to be.
that?
I don't know. I'm excited because I think that should happen, but I could definitely see a scenario where we go through this entire season and we're still in the same spot we are right now where we don't know if Luke Fickell's the guy for Badgers football.
But I think if that's the same spot that you end up being in, then you know what it means, and that means that you need to figure out something else.
Maybe, but I could also see the argument that there's just so much going on. Like, we just literally went over the Badgers, 3 of their toughest opponents coming up this season. Like, if they lose all 3 of those games and then they lose half the games against their other division conference rivals, but they perform well, but they have the same record, or maybe even a slightly worse record than they did last year, I might still think, like, this team's getting better, but it's just not getting better because of what's going on around them and because of the opposition.
But also, the schedule is the schedule, and you got to do what you got to do.
This schedule is, like, uniquely tough, though.
No, I understand. And I understand that they could also look better and have a worse record than what they did last year. That's a very real situation. And, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess you probably do feel confident in Luke Fickell being the leader of this team.
But that's the thing is, it's going to be tough for me to know for sure. It's going to be a lot of eye tests for me this year.
We're just loving doing hypothetical situations today.
Well, this isn't
the
even
whole
that
show was
hypothetical.
based off a hypothetical tweet from someone.
Yeah, might not even be hypothetical. It might just be straight up fake. Let's be
So,
honest.
real quick before we get the break here, and then I'll tell you about Canopy Wealth Management. What is Pretty Ricky's track record here?
He used to be very, very accurate. Now I believe he's just like Ricky Scoops on Twitter because his former account got like deleted or
Okay.
he got deactivated by Twitter because he was a fake person.
Okay.
He's a dog on Twitter in case you were wondering.
Okay.
But I think he just like broke a couple like small like free agent signings at one point last year, and he had like a good track record of predicting things correctly. He's probably just a guy on Twitter who like knew an agent.
Well, I was
who
going to
just
say,
feed
like,
him stuff.
it's kind of like what I said. Like, I have single sources in different places. I don't really pick those sources for anything that would be breaking news, nor do I use those sources besides just background. But if I had one source, then like I could be Pretty Ricky, and just kind of. And then when that person leaves, Pretty Jimmy.
People like.
I think I'd go with LL Cool Jimmy. Ladies love Cool Jimmy.
Yeah.
No. Not that lady, I'll tell you that much. At Canopy Wealth Management, they are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions and never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy creates strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management, care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
If it wasn't science class, please correct it.
Naked swimming makes more sense for science class.
Wait, what did you say?
It makes more sense for science class than it
Naked
does
what?
Swimming.
Oh, why?
Well, science, the naked body at least, like.
Biology.
But I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying that would make more sense.
Sure.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, DoorCountyDistillery.com. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardie Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
Bruner Realty and ESPN Madison have teamed up again for the 5th annual Putts for Pups golf outing benefiting the Dane County Humane Society. Join us for a day of golf at Black Hawk Country Club on September 19th. Since it started in 2021, Putts for Pups has raised over $120,000 for the Dane County Humane Society. Donate or find out how you can get involved at putsforpups.com. Putts for Pups is proudly sponsored by Badgerland Exteriors, Alts Operations, Zimbrick Automotive, and Vortex Optics.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown with you. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass. Got in front of myself a little bit last segment. So now we're going to play a game called For Real or Phony with Luke Fickell because the Badgers play tomorrow. We'll have our Badger pregame show here. You have the Badger dedicated show, The Jump Around, 12:30 tomorrow on ESPN Madison's YouTube stream with me and my good friend Pablo Iglesias and Riley Yauk will be a part of that show, and we will talk Badger football tomorrow. But right now I thought we'd play some audio from Luke Fickell's press conference and decide if Luke is for real or phony.
Well, look who's talking now.
You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking? Talking to me?
Now, are they speaking the truth?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Or feeding us crap?
You're a phony! Hey, everybody! This guy's a great big phony!
Time to decide if it's for real or phony.
I often feel like For Real or Phony is Molly's favorite segment, but only when we do it with Brian Gutekunst or Luke Fickell.
Why? Because I think that they're the most phoniest people in Wisconsin sports.
You're a phony!
Molly doesn't have a great Q rating for Luke Fickell in her mind, but I don't think most fans do right now, and I think he's feeling that. So this is a pretty long explanation from Luke Fickell to start his press conference on Monday. But I think it's an important one to listen to all of it because he talked about the state of the program and where it's at right now as they go into this gauntlet of a schedule, going into his third season, 1 year after the Badgers missed a bowl game for the first time in 23 years. Here's what Luke Fickell had to say about why he feels good about the state of the program right now.
Well, it's more the stuff that happens around you, right? I mean, every coach sits up there in week one and says, we're in a good place, and I can't wait, and, we've had a great camp, and, whether they talk about injuries or something, I can tell you that this is a group, there's a reason why there's not somebody particularly say, oh, these are the captains. Like, the idea is they've embraced, this team has embraced one another, and I think that they're tighter, they're more together, they understand the challenges and the battle that lies in front of us, whether that's Thursday night or even down the road. And that's why, to be honest with you, that's why I sleep better. Does that mean that, how good are we? How do we have explosive? Do we have guys that can make plays? Do we have guys that can go the distance? I mean, those are things that, we'll see. We'll continue to see. But I know this. I think we've got a group in that locker room that believe in one another and I think just tied a little bit deeper than I've felt since I've been here.
Badgers are cooked. I don't like any of that.
You didn't like that? See, that felt real to me.
It felt real, but who cares? I don't like each other, don't like each other. Can you just maybe have the explosive plays and be good at football and not sing Kumbaya?
I mean, it's important to like each other, isn't it?
Win and you'll all be happy.
I think there is something to be said in college football more than the pros, and now college football is becoming more of the pros because guys are paid. But cohesion amongst a team is very important.
Are the Brewers less friends because they've been scuffling a little bit?
The power of friendship is why the Brewers are winning games, Jim.
But they've been scuffling a little bit. So did they have a fight?
Maybe. Honestly, maybe that's how Trevor McGill hurt his forearm. He strained it by punching a guy.
Well, we did have a guy. Who was that?
Devin Williams.
Yep.
Old no facial hair Devin Williams with the New York Yankees. But Molly, did you?
You have to give context.
All right,
the Yankees don't allow, or they haven't in the past allowed facial hair. I do think they have allowed some exceptions.
Actually, yeah.
Wait, is that who he plays for now?
Yeah, the Yankees.
Right. You think I'm gonna know that?
All right.
I barely pay attention to the Brewers. Do you think I'm paying attention to the damn Yankees? I can name one player, Aaron Judge.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
Damn Yankees.
No,
that's an old
don't know what you're talking about.
It's a very famous old play.
Oh,
like Broadway.
Yes,
play.
I did mean to do that.
All right. Well, Molly, you did mean to say that you felt like Luke Fickell was actually for real for once.
Yeah, because he didn't seem like he was trying to be like, yeah, our team is this, like barking like a damn dog at us. Like he actually sounded like a real human being. He had energy. He sounded positive about the team, but he didn't sound overtly fake, which is my problem with Luke Fickell. I just feel like he sounds fake all the time.
Okay.
TEAM.
Okay, well, I'm very curious to hear whether or not you think that this strategy he's taken to the leadership on the team this year sounds a little fake, a little gimmicky. This is his approach to captains this season for the Badgers football program.
Those that show that will obviously rise maybe by the end of the year, and if it's 14 of them, then I wouldn't be hard-pressed to say, hey, there's 14 guys that led this team. But I think the idea is we're trying to stay away from as much as we can of anything individual and making sure that these guys understand that they all have some roles, and we want those roles to grow. Sometimes you name captains, and all of a sudden that means, well, my role just grew. No, and my role just went down because I'm not. No. Our roles will continue to grow. The better, and the more we do things together, in the long run, the better we're going to be. So we'll have guys represent us this week, and each and every week we'll have game captains.
Molly, what do you think about that? For the season, no captains for Badgers football.
Does this?
I'm leaving the show after this segment. I'm so mad about
this.
It.
Almost sounds like they're having a lot of issues internally. Am I picking
they're
up?
They're talking a lot about it internally.
Yeah, am I picking up what he's putting down? Because I feel like if you're secure in your spot on a team, you're not constantly questioning what is my role. What is my role? What is my role? You know what your role is. You know who your leaders are. You know that stuff. So that's a little bit concerning.
Can I say this? Unnamed former Badgers. Riley Mahlman, Billy Edwards, Daryl Peterson, Bill Barton, Christian Allegro, Ricardo, Giacomelli.
Cade.
Yeah.
What about them?
Captains.
None of them could be captains?
Oh, okay.
They should be.
I mean, most of those guys that are listed have been around for a while.
Were those guys recruited by him?
None of, no. But
okay. Is that part of the issue?
In this day and age, I want to reward Ricardo Hallman, Peterson, Cade Giacomelli, Riley Mahlman, just as a few, like, they've been around. Like,
Right.
they're Badgers. Like,
Honestly,
give them a damn captainship.
But that could be causing like massive problems if you're overlooking those huge guys on this. Like, those are literally the only names that I recognize from this team. Other
Exactly.
than Billy Edwards, is that the quarterback's name?
Junior.
That it is.
Okay, that's it. Literally,
Edwards
I
Jr.
don't know any other Badgers. What'd you say?
Billy Edwards Jr.
Yeah, you referenced his dad just now.
Junior.
You got to make sure you get his son.
I just think it's funny with the junior. Not that I wasn't like splitting hairs like it's got to be a junior.
No, I
just
get
think
it.
That, yeah.
So you feel like, is he phony with this, that they're not awarding captainships throughout the season? They have game captains, but no permanent season-long captains?
I hate it so much. He's obviously being real, but like I hate it. Like they're cooked. Like honestly, like when I see
They're cooked.
I'm
They haven't even
out.
played.
When I see that, I think more than the old, hey, if you have 2 left guards, you have no left guards or whatever, you know.
2 quarterbacks, no quarterback.
No quarterback. You got no captains, and you're done.
But like you said, they have guys who are captains, but they're just not calling them captains.
Is this like an NIL thing? Like, was this just written in the people? Like, so like, hey, we don't want to upset anyone.
It feels very PJ Fleck, I'll be honest.
Why?
Here's what it feels. It feels Bears, like the Bears. This is why it gives me PTSD. Every crappy Bears season, like, we're not going to have captains. Each game will be decided who the captain is. Done. Every time that's happened, the team has been trash. So that is my own personal baggage I'm carrying with this.
All right, so how many wins are the Badgers going to get?
As I said this before, and I'll say it on the jump around tomorrow, clarity. I don't care. At this point,
tell us a number. I'm just kidding. We can save that for tomorrow.
no, I don't care how
For the
many
first
wins
game.
they get. I will say that this season is a failure if they get 5 wins. They need either 4 or 6. 4 is a win. Then we know.
Don't middle it.
4 is a success.
4 or 6.
Yeah. Not 6 or 7. 4 or 6. That's all I want. 5 is a nightmare.
Probably, yeah.
All right, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm bailing on the show. No, I got to go to a parent-teacher sort of thing because Rose is going to a middle school now. So Chalmers Jewelers is the presenting sponsor of Mark Tauscher here on ESPN Madison and Jim, Matt, and Molly. Chalmers Jewelers, Madison's locally owned, family-owned, and Madison's custom jeweler. Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Mark Tauscher up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Love Madison and Smith Roofing.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Looking for the perfect pizza meal just for you? Introducing Pizza Hut's new personal pizzas, the Crafted Flats. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, Nashville hot chicken and chicken bacon ranch. All just $5 each, all day. The perfect pizza deal for lunch, dinner, or on game days. Order your $5 Crafted Flats at one of their locations or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Jim Rutledge.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
We are delighted to be joined by Mark Tauscher. You can hear him weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin on Wilde and Tausch. Tausch, how's it going?
Doing well, Molly. How are you? You finally have weeded out the rest of your team and gotten your own show, which I think is about time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was going to say, I don't know what that says about me or what it says about our show, but I'll take it.
Yeah, probably a little bit on both ends, right?
There you go. So, Tausch, I got to get into it with the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons, the news there. I mean, news, not news, whatever it may be. Our entire show today has basically been hypotheticals around this whole situation. What are your thoughts on this? Is there even a chance that Micah Parsons is joining the Green Bay Packers?
I would think it's very, very, very slim, but I do think, I think Brian Gutekunst, there's this perception that Green Bay likes to be in the conversation, but never really likes to finish the conversation. And we've seen that many times. And most of the time, whether it was Chase Claypool as a wideout during the trade deadline or, Khalil Mack back in the day. And obviously Green Bay was really in on that. I think the difference here is that I think Brian Gutekunst, we've heard all offseason him talking about urgency. And if there is a player that is a huge difference maker, you go get him. And even in his comments today, you get the sense that he's going to be aggressive. And most of the times, like in Trey Hendrickson and maybe T.J. Watt, guys on the other side of 30, that never's going to make any sense to me because of how I know Green Bay likes to operate. But this would, because you're talking about a guy that has been an all-pro. He is just heading into the prime of his career at a position that you have a difference maker. It changes games. And if the Dallas Cowboys have alienated him and made it to the point where it's an untenable situation, I'd be all in. I think it'd be an awesome opportunity to bring a great player into your building, even if it's going to be very costly, which it would. But I just don't think – I don't see Dallas getting to the point where they would trade. And then if they are going to trade him, why would they trade him to the Packers, a team that has gutted them many, many times? I don't think Jerry Jones is going to allow that to happen.
So I'm glad that you say that, because Jen gave in Chewy this morning, I think it was Chewy, that he basically said that if they were to get Micah Parsons, that would make them a Super Bowl contender. And I'm a huge Micah Parsons fan. Like, I remember watching him on Hard Knocks when he first joined the Dallas Cowboys, and he wanted to continue playing in the Hall of Fame game, and he was like upset that he wasn't able to continue playing. And I was just like, dang, I like this guy. And then obviously we see him actually play on the field, and he's phenomenal. He's fantastic. But some of the different things that I've heard, and I guess I've heard it from our resident Cowboys fan here in our office, Hunter. But like, I feel like, and maybe this is just Cowboys fans guarding their hearts, I don't know. But like, he said it where he was like, he doesn't show up in the playoffs. And to me, I'm just like, yeah, but without him on this roster, there could be chances that the Packers don't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Dallas, with Hunter talking about that, I mean, they fell behind 28-0. Like, you're a pass rusher. That's not the spot you want to be in. I don't know what kind of impact you're going to make when Green Bay can just run the football, slow the game down, and beat you. I don't know if that's a fair criticism. Like, great players demand a lot of attention, and that attention makes other players that are good potentially to be great. And that's why, great players get paid $40-45 million a year, is because that's the case. So I think from a Cowboy fan standpoint, you can sit there and say all that. You're going to be gutted if you lose a guy like that, because this is the part that doesn't make a ton of sense to me, that you draft a guy, and Dallas kind of fell into their lap. You get him, and your goal should be, this guy's so good, we need to pay him. Micah Parsons has done that, and good organizations take care of their guys early. And the Dallas Cowboys, for whatever reason, aren't doing that. And the longer you wait, the more hostility there is, the more tension, and the more money you end up having to pay. I don't know why they haven't learned those lessons yet, but hopefully they have to learn a lesson and they have to trade him, and it would be awesome if that was to Green Bay, because if Hunter doesn't like him and doesn't think that he's a big-time player, let's get him to Green Bay. Let's get him out there when it's playoff time, and let's get a lead, and let's see how he can hunt quarterbacks. I think everybody here would be pretty happy about that.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly Brown hanging out with you. We're talking with Mark Tauscher, Wilding Tausch. You can hear him weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. Tausch, I don't know if you've seen this, but our show is blowing up again on social media thanks to Jim Rutledge, where he talked a little bit about the Packers roster and how it kind of ranks up amongst the other teams in the NFC North. Ryan, can we play that audio for Tausch?
Yes, I want to say this out there. I think the Packers have the worst roster outside of the quarterback in the NFC North.
Worse than the Bears?
Yes.
Interesting.
For what reason?
Go look at the Bears roster. They have two elite guys on there instead of three.
What are they?
I would say that the Bears have dramatically improved their offensive line. They added an all-pro in Joe Thuney to their offensive line.
So you're putting him in the elite tier?
He is. I mean, he and ESPN put him in.
On the top 100?
I think he was above any Packer.
Okay.
And then I would put defensively, Jalen Johnson is better than they have anything in as far as corners. And then I would say Montez Sweat is equal to a Rashawn Gary, but then you add in the other players, Grady Jarrett, but then the linebackers for the Bears with Edmonds and Edwards. And then again, the pass catchers for the Bears is the big separation. The running back for the Packers is better, but the pass catchers for the Bears are better across the board. And I'm not saying that's a detriment. That's a compliment to Jordan Love. Because the reason why I have the Packers in the mix to finish second or third in the North and the Bears probably fourth is because Jordan Love.
What are your thoughts on that, Tausch?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a Bears fan. And Jim has figured out some type of algorithm or formula to inspire a lot of outrage amongst Packer fans. I, for one, am not taking the bait. You can go ahead and look at the roster, and he's trying to say that because they picked up Joe Thuney, who's getting old. Joe Thuney's a really good football player. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. But they don't have a left tackle. All throughout camp, all I've heard from our friends at ESPN 1000 is they don't have a left tackle. They don't know who could. We have two. We got two guys that can play left tackle. Our offensive line is markedly better. Yeah, they drafted a tight end. I would bet that the Bears would take Tucker Kraft over anybody they got at tight end.
Ooh,
now, if you want to go
we had that. Ryan and Jim had that fight earlier today. Jim was basically saying that Cole Kmet is more proven. However, Tucker Kraft could surpass him this season.
And there was a lot of investment in Colston Loveland
Yes.
that he will hit the ground running as a rookie.
Yeah, that's great. You can. We have a lot of investment in Golden, and you can because I think there's a fair argument to talk about the wide receiving core because they have more proven older players, but whenever you have to make an argument, except quarterback, except the quarterback, you're losing. That is a losing argument, and for him to say that about the roster, Minnesota's got except for the quarterback, that's a losing argument. So you want to say Jared Goff and Jordan Love are the two best quarterbacks in the NFC North? I would agree. I think Jared Goff had a great season last year. Who would I rather have? I'd rather have Jordan Love 100 out of 100 times because I think he can do more with less, and I think he is more mobile. And Jared Goff is really good when things are good. And I am not going to sit. I think Jared Goff is resurrected. He deserves a ton of credit. He was an MVP candidate. But if you're asking me who I'd rather have Jordan Love. So the argument that Jim is saying, I don't think holds a lot of water. I think it's one of those, let's throw this out there and we're going to get a ton of reaction. And he has, but Molly, I'm not biting because I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think, and by the way, if I asked him to place a wager, who's going to finish higher, the Bears or the Packers? I think
he would pick the Packers. I do think he would pick the Packers.
So then what are we even so then when Jim says it, what do we care? What are we even arguing about?
So I will provide a little context as the guy who actually did post this clip, not trying to rage bait, I do swear. This was just a clip that I
this
thought
is all Ryan's fault.
That
Don't
was
blame
an
Jim.
interesting point by Jim. I wanted to see what people would think.
No, Wooly, you're doing your job. Getting clicks and doing it's
but
he's talking about how we hate Craig Counsell and that's why we love what's his name. He knows because we're a loyal fan base that we're going to react to his, the stuff that he throws. I know, Jim, man. I get it. That's why I occasionally let myself kind of bubble over with some of his stuff. Yeah, that's because he's a good host. He knows what he's doing when it comes to that. But in this case, he would not. I just don't think he would agree to do anything as far as saying that the Bears are going to be better than Green Bay in any facet of anything when it comes to this season. And it might end up that the Bears are. I would not bet that. I would not agree to that. But it might happen because crazy things happen in this league. But as we sit here right now, it's a better roster. I don't fully believe that he believes that.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So I will say, part of the reason why this conversation did come up is because we were trying to talk about the rosters in general and just who's built theirs better around their quarterback as well. So that's where the non-quarterback roster aspect came up into it.
Okay.
But I will ask you, Tausch, outside of Jordan Love, especially when you look at the Vikings or the Lions, how big of a difference do you think there is between the Packers roster and those rosters who I think we would all agree, quarterbacks or not, those rosters are both better than the Packers right now?
I think you can make an argument that Minnesota's obviously if you want to go proven wide receivers, I think you could make a really good argument and say, well, Green Bay is fourth. And if you want to do that, you're going to get some pushback from some people, but I think the proven part of it, Detroit has a stud. Yep. Minnesota obviously has a stud, and then another guy that's suspended who's really good. Mm-hmm. And then the Bears have their guys, but that's not how football's played. If you want to start looking at O-line, I'll put Detroit has a really good O-line, but Detroit lost their center.
Yep.
We just moved Elton Jenkins, who a lot of people think is going to be a Pro Bowl center. You just paid the top guard in the market to come in, and you have two guys you feel really good about playing left tackle, and a guy you just paid $22 million to play right tackle, and a tight end that's really good, and a running back that is top 5 in the NFC, and maybe even in the league. So I don't know if I buy any of those arguments. Just because people say that doesn't mean it's true. We'll find out, but this roster I think is a lot better than people are leading on, and Minnesota's got a good roster. By the way, the NFC North is really good. Their rosters are good. I think the Bears roster is on the low end of that poll, but I think obviously Detroit deserves a ton of credit. They have run the North the last couple of years. Their roster is big, tough, and physical, and I think Green Bay saw that and decided they needed to get a little bigger and a little tougher up front, and I think they've done that. Now we'll see in 10 days where they're at. And that'll be the first big test to kind of see whose theory on these rosters makes sense.
Tausch, I know we got to let you go, but give us your quick 10-second little spiel to get us excited for Badgers football, which kicks off tomorrow.
Going to be, there's no doubt this group's going to be a lot bigger up front. I think on the defensive side of the ball, you're going to see a much different mentality and a much different group. So it's a new season. I know everybody was disappointed with the way the season ended last year, but it is a new era. We have a new offensive system. We have new coaches, and I think it's going to be an exciting, fun time. I am as excited. There's a lot of unknown, but I am as excited about seeing what we're going to find out tomorrow night in this next chapter of Wisconsin football, because I think it's going to be a lot better than what we saw at the end of last season.
Looking forward to it, Tausch. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
That was Mark Tauscher, Wilde and Tausch. You can hear him weekdays 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. We've got Throwing Stones next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I'm out on Kelsey.
Clipped apart.
I'm out on Kelsey.
You
I don't like
despise Travis Kelce.
I do.
God, if Jim
his
was
hair,
here,
his last name, everything. He would be like, "What? Him and Taylor Swift are great."
if Jim was here, he would just be screaming at the both of you right
Literally,
now.
Oh my gosh, he would be losing
This
his
isn't even a
mind.
question.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Preseason football is underway and college football is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown with you. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. See us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. We're going to get to Throwing Stones in a minute, but don't forget to go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where millions of dollars are won every single weekend by going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
And, sometimes life just brings you together. No, it was a weird story today. And, Molly, I told you I was going to get lunch. And you may or may not notice it. When I came back from lunch, I had less hair. Not just on the top of my head, just overall less hair in my head.
What?
And it was one of those times where I was like, I could use a haircut. I kind of forgot to call the barber I usually go to. And I was like, you know what? Honestly, before last Thursday, we went to Ho Chung. We had a little bit of time in between, and I popped to 2 places in Sun Prairie just after I visited Carbon World Health and been like, hey, maybe they can pop in and cut my hair. They didn't have the time. Popped in this place today. I was driving around a parking lot nearby. Whatever, my brother works at Panera. So I was trying to go get lunch at Panera with the free drink thing that I have. So they've sucked me in, but you know what? I feel like I'm coming out ahead on it. So I went there to get some lunch, and I drove around the parking lot this one of 3 times, and there's like a lot of other businesses within the same Panera. So finally I found a spot. I park, and it's a haircut place. And I'm like, what are the odds I might be able to get in? So I stick my head in, and I was like, hey, you guys open? Can I get a haircut? And there's one guy there cutting someone's hair, and he actually was cutting the hair of a Badger football player. I didn't get.
Did you know who the player was?
He couldn't remember the guy's name. So I would say his build was similar to a cornerback.
Okay.
I would say that. So anyways, it would look like a freshman corner if I had to guess. So anyways, he's like, I can. Like, would 2 o'clock work? I'm like, no, I got a 2 o'clock meeting, so I can't do that. He goes, how about come back here at 12:35 and I'll cut your hair, which was in 15 minutes. I'm like, great. So I go next door to Panera, order my lunch. Not ready. I was like, all right, it's 12:35. My lunch still isn't ready. So I'm like, I guess I'm just going to go. I just told Panera, I'm like, can you just put it like in where like you put the to-go, like the Uber food or whatever, and I'll just come back and get it because like I got to get my haircut. This is a salad. So I'm like, I don't care. Just I'll come back. So I went over this.
Salad is always good.
Right, exactly. So this place called, I'll give them a shout out because they're so nice. This place called Fresh. And Mark cut my hair. Karan is one of the owners there. And they just opened up like 2 weeks ago. So 2 young guys. And they're super excited. Really, trying to make their way in the world with this kind of dream job for them of having a place to cut hair. So I go in there. They're cutting my hair. They're talking like, do you like sports? I'm like, actually, yeah. I do. And, people like me, and I talk sports for a living. ESPN, they thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Me.
And we were just kind of just shooting the crap, having a good time. And then right at the end, they're like, yeah, man, like ESPN Milwaukee had this poll, and every single customer that I came in, I asked them this question. I'm like, what was the poll? And they're like, would you trade a Packers missing the playoffs for a Brewers World Series? And I'm like, that's my question. He's like, oh, I heard it on ESPN Milwaukee. I'm like, yeah, they steal things all the time. And they stole that too. Like that originated on Jim, Matt, and Molly. And then actually, I believe Karan was telling me that he went to the same high school, different because he's much younger than Matt, but he said he also went to McFarland High School.
Okay.
And actually, Mark,
did he know who Matt was?
Yes, because he went to the same high school. So
well, I didn't know if he obviously he doesn't. Well, not obviously, but he might not know him, but he knows of him.
Yes, the way he said it was basically because he went to McFarland, like Matt's kind of a McFarland at a bare minimum high school celebrity.
Okay.
Obviously, there's other parts to it, but I don't think this guy's like dialed into curling.
Okay.
But then Mark was telling me that he went to Madison East, and we were at one of his games back in the day when we did Prep Mania, and then his brother. The running back for Verona, I think he said the last name was Sanchez or something like that. The running back for Verona, I think starting running back, is his brother.
Okay.
And so like a small world. And I said that we just called that game. It was like I just rewatched that. So I was like, what a small world. So they were huge fans of the station, and I guess via ESPN Milwaukee, big fans of Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah,
you
so
should
it's just like a fun, humble. I think it was just kind of a cool moment.
Well, hopefully he's listening now. Hopefully they're both listening right now. And I'm curious to see if they continue to listen, who's their favorite on the show.
Yes.
Because it's probably me.
Probably. I would imagine that it is. Look, I showed them the ESPN Wisconsin app. I told them they can find us on YouTube, so maybe they're streaming right now. I did. You know what? You kissed my ass about in public. I gave them your name. I gave you their contact info. Yep. They are invited to the tailgate, and so we'll see if they make it or not. But hopefully they do, and then they can kind of just meet the team.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a fun story.
And now you're going to go back, and now you have a great haircutting place.
I like the haircut.
Because you've struggled recently.
I have, and there's one in town, but like these guys are. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not as old as people in town that cut my hair. So these guys are a little bit younger. And I said earlier when I did the carpool with Prime Time and Pablo, it's nice just being around some younger dudes just hanging out. And they had some TVs on. They're huge sports fans. People that cut my hair in town are not sports fans.
I got to be honest, it is crazy to me that you would just see a haircut place and just sight unseen be like, I'll get my haircut there.
Well,
I could never do that in a million years.
So the thing was, I tried it once before recently because I had time in between. That's how I used to do my haircuts because I was like, I have time in between meetings. I'll just get it cut.
You would just walk upon places?
Yeah, it's not a complicated cut.
You guys are boys. Like
Yeah.
you got a pretty basic haircut. We've talked about this with Matt LaFleur before. It's not an intricate haircut.
It's not.
Like, it's really not.
I mean, come on. If there's going to be another person with scissors around my head making sure that it looks good for the next month until I get another haircut, I want to make sure it's somebody I trust.
And if
Not
I
just a stranger.
Okay, you act like they're like a freaking doctor cutting you open.
Yeah.
Like
I
you're
mean,
getting your hair
they're
cut.
artists.
It grows back.
They are hair artists.
Now,
is what
see,
they are.
I believe that for myself because if I go get my hair dyed somewhere, my hair can turn orange, literally. Like, it is harder to bring me, a natural, essentially redhead, to blonder than it is to bring like black hair to blonde. Okay, like I've learned this from the South. My hair can literally turn orange, and it has before when I've done it. I've never had that experience at a salon because I've picked reputable places.
Yeah,
but like mine makes sense. I'm sorry, your hair grows back in literally a week.
It's not tight.
You're fine.
I'm not tight.
I mean, yeah, I can wear a hat, but still, if you want to have a good-looking head of hair, you want to make sure it's somebody who you know, that you have at least like reviews for, not just like I'm walking around, oh, there's a place to get my hair cut.
I did do a quick review. They didn't have a lot of reviews because they're pretty new. But
And I'm assuming that like to me, as long as it looks like it's clean and it's nice inside, I'm fine going.
And honestly, I had a vibe of like, honestly, I was worried I wasn't cool enough to be in.
How many bad haircuts have you had in your life?
Like bad. Like if a bad haircut for me, it's really that it's just not going to grow out right, and in 2 weeks I'll have to get it cut. So then I just wasted some money. Like that's a bad haircut for me.
Bald haircut that he did himself, does that count?
Yeah, that was a bad haircut. Yeah,
The buzz cut?
Yeah, that was.
No, he was bald, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't.
Was
he
it
was
buzz?
buzz. Yeah,
It was the
pretty
lighting.
close.
It was the lighting in the Everlight Solar
that
Studio.
definitely made it worse.
Molly.
That was an impulse control problem. I just felt like again I
You
didn't.
had a midlife crisis for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was one of those things I just couldn't get out of my head. I'm like, I gotta shave my head, and I gotta shave my head, and I just did it. But it was one of those things. My hair was too long.
Brittany.
My
Did you buy a
hair,
Corvette too?
right? Yeah, my hair was too long at that point, and then I was like, I wanted it cut. So like today, I was like, I'll just see if someone can cut it. I haven't made that mistake. So twice since then, though, I've had to pop in somewhere and been like, hey, I want to get it cleaned up. This time it worked, last time it didn't. But now I found a new place that's closer. So it's honestly more convenient for me because a lot of times the place in town, they don't open up to like 10 or 11. That's kind of late to just try to plan your day of being in town and
They
then
don't
get your haircut.
open until 10 to 11?
I think probably 10 a.m. the place in
that's
town.
tough.
It's a tight. I mean, I can make it work sometimes, but then in the summer I haven't been able to make it work as much.
Sure.
And then the place that I used to get my hair cut right across the office was great because then I could just walk across the street, be back in 25 minutes, and it was done.
It's so clutch.
This place was within 5-10 minutes. I would look. I don't know what you think of my cut. I would recommend it. It was
good.
yeah, and so they both have been cutting hair for a while. Both of them worked at other places, and I think one's been cutting hair for about 6 years, and one's been cutting it for 2 or 3 years. I might not recommend you because it definitely seemed like it's skewed towards a male barber shop, but because it's called Fresh Cut, it's got the what is it, the razor?
Yep, that sounds like a male's,
straight razor?
a man's
Yeah,
place.
straight razor like on the logo. So, or it's just called Fresh, excuse me. So like that was where I went, and they were very nice. Hopefully they'll come to the tailgate, but I think I'm going to go back again.
Okay. I mean, that is an awesome feeling when you walk in somewhere like that, though, and it does work out really well.
Yeah.
That's an incredible feeling, actually, I will say. But I'd never risk it myself.
So is it local or where do you go?
Local, it's literally within 3 minutes of my apartment.
Okay.
It's over in Monona. It's a great spot. I have a consistent person who cuts my hair, Anthony. He does it really well every time. We have he knows exactly what to do every time I come in. The only difference is like, oh, do you want it as like a 1 or a 2 on the side today? It's like, today I'll do a 1. But then other than that, it's like there's nothing else. You don't need to explain anything.
Well, that is the nice thing. Like the lady that cuts my hair in town, I don't have to explain much.
That's the thing. Is I'm also horrible at explaining how people should cut my hair.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to actually tell them. I have to either show them a
That's why
photo.
you just show a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, but
See, I just go like, hey,
don't
start
take
at a
pictures
1,
myself.
blend it up, make sure you blend into the beard, make sure you go a little bit high on the top because I hate the back blend of like my hair will grow out a little bit faster on the side, so I don't like that part of it. So make sure you cut that extra tight and then just blend it to the top. It's not rocket science. It's honestly
tight.
just like
I'm not tight.
It's just a fade for a 45-year-old. It's not like a dramatic. Like that's basically what it is. Yeah.
All right, for you it makes sense. I
Yeah.
guess just for the young guys like me, we can't hack it.
Yeah. No.
Men's haircuts are very confusing. I don't like that everything's like, oh, give me a 1, give me a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
2468. Who do you appreciate?
The Badgers.
All right, that was Throwing Stones. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Brewers baseball's coming up next. They got away with one last night. The Brewers, 83-50, playing at the Diamondbacks, 64-69. First pitch, 6:40.
69. I like that number.
Pre-game at 6:04 here on ESPN Madison. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly. Brewers baseball coming up next.
The search for what